Chicago. This is a great welcome for all of us. Thank you. We are very excited. All right, first of all, I don't have to tell you, your Secretary of State's phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. He did do a shout out to welcome you to all other states that need help, but he forgot Nevada. So if you want to come to Nevada and help us, we will absolutely welcome you. We will welcome you into our neighborhoods. We need your help. We absolutely do. I am so excited. Can you feel the energy? But here's the deal. I've been talking to people. I was just up this morning early talking to people. It is a joyful energy. It is a happy energy. That's what this is about. Because there's hope. We see the potential for the future. And it is coming from, really, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. How many of you, what would you think about the speech last night? Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. One thing I know, truly genuine, authentic, right? They came to a rally in Las Vegas. That was the last of their swing state rallies. And they filled the Thomas and Mack Center, which we hadn't seen in a long time. But here's the best moment. To introduce future Vice President Tim Walz, we had a woman, a Latina, who was a teacher, and she was a union member. Thank you to our unions. And one thing she said is, you know what? The best thing I like about Tim Walz is not only that he was a coach and he helped shape our kids in athletics and give them that team spirit, but he was also a lunch monitor. And if you've ever been a lunch monitor, you know then you can be the next vice president of the United States. And in that moment, my sister, who's a counselor at middle school, and so many others went, yeah, he's right. I've done lunch monitoring. It is a difficult task. That's what this is about. The connection with people every day. Understanding the challenges that we all face. Connecting and saying, hey, I hear you, and I've got a solution. Now, it may not be the perfect solution, but it's at least an idea and a solution. Because the other folks, they're not doing it. They're fear-mongering, right? They're scaring people to the polls. And as actually Tim Walz says, fear works, but it's not inspirational, and it's short-term. And this is true. And that's the difference. This is the moment we are in. To really take that now and grasp it and show, wow, we can get this done. But it doesn't happen without all of you. This is it. This is the grassroots. You make it happen. You get us across the finish line. It's all of us together. And that's why I'm here. Thank you. To say thank you over and over again for the work that you do. I know it. I see it. Listen, in Nevada, we are a swing state. The only way we win as Democrats is if it's all hands on deck. We are knocking on doors. We are phone banking. We are curing ballots. We are doing everything. And we welcome people from all across the country who want to help us do just that. And that's how I won. My re-election, 7,928 votes. You heard me say that. I will never forget that number. It'll probably be part of my lottery number that I will always use. But that is it. And the reason why, do you know the reason why I won? In my race, volunteers throughout my state, they cured ballots. You know how many ballots they cured? 4,000. 4,000. That made the difference. And in Jackie Rosen's race right now, who's up for re-election, it's the same thing. It is all hands on deck now. She's doing everything she has to do, get in our state, talk to our voters, talk about the issues that matter to them. But now it is that grassroots that's going to pull her across. And she's phenomenal, and she's going to win. I can guarantee you. Now, before I do any more, I have to do a shout out to two incredible people. First of all, oh my gosh, Tammy Duckworth, she did an incredible job. She is so inspirational. I just love your senator. And by the way, we all came in together. We call ourselves the Sisterhood. It was me and Tammy Duckworth, Maggie Hassan, and Kamala Harris. And then unfortunately for Chris Van Hollen, he came with us and we said, okay, you can be part of the Sisterhood. And Todd Young, believe it or not, Todd Young, who's a great guy. But the other senator I have to do a shout out, you guys all know, but I get to watch him every day, and I'm always in awe of his comprehension of the moment and what needs to be done and said to bring it home, to make people understand and fight for this country. That is Dick Durbin every day. Every day. And if you know him well, you know if you're looking for a good book to read, just ask him. Yep. Right? Because he is well-read. And your entire delegation, this is why I am so pleased to be a part of the first branch of government that is crucial to keeping our checks and balances. You know, as I first got to the Senate, there was a time when I watched as the leadership, the Republican leadership, was really abdicating our role to the executive branch, to Donald Trump. And it was so frustrating. It is not what our forefathers had intended. It is not what this democracy is about. When we talk about for the people, it is about all of us, and those checks and balances are important. And now we've seen from our courts, which you hear from Senator Durbin all the time, our courts, to the executive branch, to that first branch of government, which is the legislature, they are just as important, every single one of them, and we have a role to play. If we are going to protect this democracy, if we are going to fight for our freedoms, and believe me, our freedoms are not free, we have to be out there every single day. We have to protect those three branches of government. I believe in that. And I know Kamala Harris and Tim Walz do as well. What is at stake is that future and that opportunity to make sure that when you meet somebody in your community, or you get to know somebody, or your children, or their grandchildren, or your business, everybody has that opportunity, those freedoms to succeed. And the system, the democracy that we so cherish, that other governments admire and other countries admire, that we are protecting. And it's the we in all of us. And it's beautiful. You know, I come from a majority-minority state. Nevada is now. It's beautifully, beautifully diverse. Third Latino, strong Black community, fastest growing AAPI community, 27, actually now 28 federally recognized tribes. 11% are union. Thank you, union. I grew up in a union household. And then our middle class, our middle class, strong, white, working middle class, that's our service industry. That's who we are in Nevada. And we're rural, we're urban, we've got it all. And to me, and this is how I know why Kamala is the right person in the right moment, it is not about picking and choosing winners or losers, or saying you're on my side or their side. It is, we are in this together. And if we are going to succeed or fail, it is together. So let's come together and work and find solutions for that future. We are going into the 21st century. Think about this. We're in the 21st century, the dawn of the 21st century. Now we got to live up to it and lean into it and make sure we are a success. We do not want to go backward. And I will tell you, the other side is, I don't have to tell you on so many things, from women's rights and reproductive freedom, hello, think 1800s, right? It is outrageous to me, dividing us, picking and choosing who gets to live in this country and who doesn't. I mean, there's so much at stake, and trying to scare people in communities that really, they just want an opportunity to have that good job and give their kids a good education and succeed. You know, I've talked to so many of you before, and I so cherish the opportunity to speak with you at your breakfast. But it is true, and I believe this, and this is why I know Kamala Harris. She is the daughter of the American dream, just like so many of us. And she does not forget where she came from. I think of her as, and I've known her for so long, since we were attorneys general, she's like the big sister that you love, right? She's always looking out for you. If there's a bully, she's going to take it on, right? If you're having a tough time, she's going to call you up and say, hey, come on, you can do this, she'll prep you up, she'll keep you going. And she's the leader that we want and need right now to take us into that 21st century to make sure that this country is prepared to grasp the opportunities ahead of us based on our economy, based on the job creation, and the opportunities for our kids and their future. And yes, addressing a changing climate that we all know is happening. We all see it. I see it in the West daily, from wildfires to drought. We see it everywhere. Not being afraid to say, yeah, it is happening, and here's our solutions. That's our opportunity, but that's our future. But we have to grasp it. Now we have to fight for it. We've only got so many days left, as you've heard, and this is our moment. We were talking about this. Are we riding a bubble or not? I don't care. Let's just take it all the way to the very end. This is it. This is the moment to ride that wave, and talk to people and let them know what is at stake. What is at stake? Because here's what I know. The moment that I decide between going backward and going forward is the moment when I was DSCC chair, and on January 5th, I learned that we flipped the Senate. And we brought in Mark Kelly, Governor Hickenlooper, John Ossoff, and Raphael Warnock. And we flipped the Senate, right? January 5th. And there was hope, and there was so much potential. And then January 6th came. And the right wing decided, no, we don't want you to move forward. We are going to push back. And we saw what happened to the Capitol that day. That is a stark contrast in my mind, in my life, of the difference between us fighting and the potential for the future and those that want to keep us back. And it's happening every single day. And this is our moment to say no more. We are moving forward, and we are taking people with us, whether you want it or not. We are going to fight for you, and we are going to move this country in a direction that benefits all of us. Because that is who we are. And by the way, that's what our founding fathers anticipated. Because it is the people making that decision. It is all of you. So thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being here early every morning. And I know we've had late nights. Thank you for knocking on doors. Thank you for phone banking, talking to your neighbors, talking to your friends, being out front. Volunteers are around here everywhere. Volunteers driving me around. This incredible couple was driving me back and forth to the center when I had to give my speech. They live here. We had a great conversation. I mean, it's incredible who we are. And we need to talk about it. It's okay. It's okay to lift up your neighbors. It's okay to be kind. Is it okay to say, yeah, we want this for our country and our kids and their future? That is we the people. That is what this democracy is all about. And I can't think of a better place to be than with all of you and riding this wave together, Illinois. So thank you, and let's blow the roof off tonight. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Thank you.